the future hold for Africa Unplugged?
Well, actually, we've gotten a few inquiries. Recently, a promoter from Dubai called. They would like to have Africa Unplugged in Dubai. We've also gotten some inquiries from the US. And then obviously next year, we're back again.
But how are you going to keep the buzz? Because you can't just leave it and then next year you come back. Because we need to have something constantly to kind of remind us of African Unplugged.
There isn't that much that's on mainstream television that reports Afrobeat music. So one of the things that we've actually sat down and focused on is the television side of what we're doing. So we are working directly with a number of channels and a major production company to create a number of different pieces of media. So when we are finished, you will still see.
If another media company wanted to work in relation to African Unplugged, then how can they do that? In what way?
Very simple. Take a note of our email address. That's info@africanunplugged.co.uk.
I'm South African and I represent Cool Marketing, which is a South African marketing company. You've got lots of African artists coming together. I just wanted to know, during and after the show, are you guys looking to work together? With the artists who are sitting there, who would you like to work with? If you could mention any names, and could we see any collaborations, future ones happening?
Yeah, sure, why not? I think shows like this put a platform for us to share music and show where we're coming from. So I think for me, I believe in connection. If it connects, of course you can do it. I'm not looking forward to do a song with somebody particular, but I know if the feeling is right. Yeah.
Definitely as well. Look at the wide range of artists on there. Obviously, being West African, I'll be more aligned to people like R2B's, Sarkodie himself. So yeah, man, definitely, if the opportunity arises, I'll be willing definitely to get involved.
How long have you been singing? I just want to know, because I'm one of your fans now, so I'm curious.
Obviously, I've been doing music for since I was young, from probably 15, from that age. But I wasn't really doing an Afro sound. I was more based with the UK sound, stuff like funky house, glam and them stuff there. Then I went to Ghana as well. I thought to myself, okay, when I come back here, why is it that a lot of Africans don't want to be proud of where they come from, or when things are going on around in school or in sixth form or in college, people's a bit shy to say, yeah, I'm from here, I'm from there. So obviously when I started doing that kind of music, I said, nah, I got to make my people feel proud of where they come from as well. So obviously I ventured into that kind of music just to obviously uplift my roots and people to know that we're in the UK as well, and also we're here to support what's going on in Africa and push Africa forward as a whole.
You see how many goals to perform, and that people in my generation were looking forward to going to the concert and see Fanny because he will perform in London.
In time with Congo right now, it's not the right time for an artist such as Fanny to perform for one reason or another. I think what's important is that we're not here to really discuss political issues, but what we're here to discuss is the fact that the artists cannot perform due to possibly political reasons, which is how these guys. This is about celebrating, African culture, African music, and more importantly, also causing awareness for the humanitarian part. So of course, if Fally could be there, it will add a bit of pepper, the Congolese pepper to the event. But more important, I think what we're trying to get out of this will definitely achieve.
For me personally, saying yes to this, obviously it helps me to project to those Africans in the UK. Like obviously, if you want to follow your roots, you can follow your roots, you can do it. There's nothing that can stop you, there's nothing that's impossible. So if you believe in your talents, then obviously continue what you're doing. So that's one of the reasons why I say here for Africa Unplugged.
We've always wanted a big platform to have African music, which is, I think, nearly coming into, I think we have Afropop, Afrobeat, and that is why America is strong, and Africa needs that. So if you have African shows, I think it's going to help, and this is one of them. So I think that's the reason why. Okay.
I think you only need to look at the flyer to understand. I see myself as an African ambassador. I've grown up in this country, and for years through my comedy, the basis of it was always to represent Africa, to break down stereotypes and be part of something that, for a long time, we've had no carnival, as Joe said, 25 years, we need to start having a massive African festival, yearly as well, and these are just the building steps, and it's always been a dream for me to be able to, host a lot of my brothers and sisters on such a level, it doesn't get any bigger than this, so there is no way I can say no to this, no way.
Yeah, like what Eddie said, man.
What is the outreach to
other people? Is it just going to be 50,000 black people in the arena on Monday?
As far as it reaching out and what we've done, I think we've done loads. And I think if you open up the Metro today into Centerfold, you'll see Africa Unplugged there. Not a paid advertisement, but an editorial of them calling us and asking us about the event and inviting everyone to come along. So I think that it being in the Metro itself speaks loud enough.
Can I just add to that? In terms of, as I said earlier, there's two types of sort of African music or what you call scene, African music scenes. And as I said earlier, you've got the world music scene, which consists of artists that have won the Grammys and they're out there. I recently hosted an event called the Beauty River Music. It had 17,000 people, okay? And out of those 17,000, 90% of them were non-black, okay? And all the artists were African, right? So the reason why that is because that sort of music has been able to put themselves on certain leverage where they can appeal to the mainstream. We, as I said, I'm part of a lost generation of people that needs to push our generation of music as well. And it's a process. I've got friends, white friends, who are loving Azonto right now. You have to read them. They're loving Azonto right now. They want to be able to get involved. We've got DJs like Tim Westwood, who now wants to, put his face onto Afrobeats. So these are things that are happening slowly but surely. But it's a process, and we'll definitely get it. And it's nice if we get to Wembley Arena, we have 500, white or Asian people. That would be nice. But we have to be realistic. If we do not feed ourselves first, nobody will feed us. So that's what we need to do. It has to start from here, and then the rest of the world will hit.
Apart from Sahara, where are the other female artists on the bill?
We did approach a Nigerian artist called Tio Savage, but probably she could not make it due to obviously overcommitment. A lady from Ghana did approach us by the name of Tiffany.
Tiffany, okay, Tiffany.
She did, but due to managerial problems again, she could not come.
Mama Africa, we don't say Papa Africa. So to do a show like this, the women need to be represented.
I can say this.
We need to be represented. Female MC, female performance,
yeah.
There.
Going back to what Eddie said at the beginning, I think in order for us to have a greater selection of artists to actually bring on board women, maybe we need to hear some more sound out of the Afrobeats community. I mean, to be fair, like you mentioned a couple people that I personally am not aware of, but I can say that when we went through each country, we went for the top 2 acts from each country, and the women didn't fall in line with that, except for Sahara.
For now.
Do you have it specifically as an agenda to make sure that you encourage and give opportunity for them to come out? Looking at what is happening in America, how these big artists will go out there, go to YouTube, go to grassroots, and encourage young people to come out. Is this one of the things that you might consider?
It's something that we've already considered. If you go on our website, there's an artist entry, which we've had hundreds of videos uploaded, and then we had a voting pool, and 10 of those artists have been shortlisted at the moment, and the voting still continues. On the day of the show, 2 of these upcoming acts that we're talking about will be performing alongside the biggest acts in Africa.
Thank you.
I've been listening to South Korea's music, and I realized that we rap in P as well, and I like that. And I'm scared that if you start, trying to go mainstream, which you already are, then you might kind of go just English, and I will kind of lose that, touch.
I felt like I'm not going to make history if I go with English, because Jay-Z's already doing it and Kanye's doing it. And I'm going to sit with them one day, being the best rapper from Africa. And what's going to make you different from them is because you're rapping the tree. They don't get you, but they're feeling you. And thank God I've had opportunities that makes me feel like I have to go, I don't have to stop. Because I used the same thing with Tim Westwood, he felt it. Straight to BET, now you love me as well. So I don't want to talk about that. I have a plan. I'm just going to stay real to myself. I'm going to be Sarko here.
Azonto Master.
You guys are ready though. Stand up. You know what time it is. Let's go. Let's go. Now.